Hello, Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ. Thank you for tuning in during this, as we've said before, extremely slow and dry offseason. Definitely not a lot going on, so we're trying to bring you whatever salient tidbits we can. And we try to find out about our beloved Hawks, try to keep the puck withdrawals at bay until October 7th. So, let's get into the top 4 topics that we found today. Yesterday, we shared that we signed Arvid Soderblom, and we avoided arbitration, so that's a good thing, yes? Well, yes and no. It actually creates a bit of a logjam for us. We got Knight as the clear starter, which is great, and now Soderblom seems to be kind of like the natural backup for Knight. But then we still have Brossoit on the payroll with no word yet on his condition, at least none that I've heard yet. So I will I'll let you know as soon as I find out. But that means that going into this coming season, that's $10.5 million that we have just in goalies, 3 goalies. And then we got poor Comesso down in Rockford, who we drafted in 2020. He's trying to work his way up. He's trying to see when he's going to get his chance to shine. So the easy and simplest thing to do would be either to trade Soderblom or Brossoit. I believe the fans probably most likely would want Brossoit gone. He might be the harder one to move, though, because he hasn't been on the ice in over a year. Our goalie depth chart is kind of a mess, and we are possibly in a position to negatively impact players and their playing time rather than focus on them as we should. So, I don't know. I think, personally, I love Brossoit as a stats, kind of, looking at his stats. He's got his name on the Stanley Cup. That's awesome. Soderblom's made some good strides working with Jimmy Waite. That was awesome. So we have some good backups for Knight, but clearly we got to move one of them out. And I think Brossoit is the one that probably is going to have the short stick. So we'll see what happens. So moving on from there, with the draft done, free agency going out with basically a whimper, and no big realistic deal that's left out there. I mean, we can always dream and speculate, but things seem pretty quiet. There's really only one thing left this offseason to do, and that is get those restricted free agents back into the fold. And, of course, extend Bedard, extend Nazar, of course. But lastly, that would be to re-sign young Mr. Wyatt Kaiser. Now, we've also mentioned this before, too. He's literally the last one left. He was extended an offer sheet, and now it just comes down to negotiations. Word is that his contract would be in the range of 3 years, $2.5 million. Some feel that 3 years is a bit of a reach. Either way, I think that both parties want it done before training camp, which is towards the end of September. Once that's completed, the Hawks will have a group of young and very gifted blue liners that could really make some noise in the league. Renzel, Levchinov, Vlasic, Del Mastro, Kaiser, Allen, and Crevier, all really good ones. And the top four pairings of Renzel and Levchinov, Vlasic, and Kaiser could be the bedrock that winning teams are built upon for years to come. So let's get him signed, shall we? He wants to be here. He's a good young talent. Let's just get him signed. So come on, boys. Let's get it done. And we just mentioned Bedard. We have covered the fact that he's been really working hard this offseason, right? He's trying to get the wheels back, right? He wants to make sure that physically he is in better shape and that he's focused and that he's shedding bad habits, which is great. So we dug a little bit more into it. It gets pretty granular. He felt that, he was less explosive in his sophomore year, and he actually was. Weirdly, he was actually slower than he was in his rookie season. His fastest recorded speed last season was at 21.4 miles an hour, which was below the league average, and it was 1.3 miles an hour slower than his peak rookie speed. So he's been hitting the gym to rectify that. So working out, getting his leg muscles up and going. He's been working on speed burst, all those great things. Another tweak that he's been doing, he's been going from a 70 flex stick to a 75 flex stick. And that means that it takes 75 pounds of pressure to bend the stick 1 inch. So for the NHL, it's still whippy, but it's slightly less giving than the 70. So he'll be using it all summer. He'll be ready to wield it the upcoming season, where hopefully it'll give him an edge in faceoffs, which will be great, right? And he's looking forward to a lot of things this coming season, showing off his fresh legs, his new speed, the renewed confidence in the faceoffs, and hopefully taking more shots, which of course we want, creating a strong relationship with his new coach. One of the things that he was talking about was that during the playoffs, Blasha was texting him, basically watching the Panthers in the Stanley Cup, kind of talking about how the Panthers really love to control the puck, what they did in the forecheck and the back check, how they were aggressive about pretty much everything on the ice, and trying to put that into context with Bedard's game. So they've been in touch, and now, they haven't really worked on ice yet, obviously, but they will be going into the season. So getting in good communication with his new coach, and also, enjoying a year where he and the team both know an extension is coming. He's probably not in any rush to lock it down. He wants to be in Chicago. He's been very vocal about that. The team has been very vocal that they want him here for the long haul. The fans have been very vocal that we love this kid. But obviously, if you really think about it, if he has a great next year, he can sign anytime. And if he has a great next year, that contract will probably be even higher in value. So what's the rush? There really isn't a rush for him. So we'll see. He could sign again. He could sign anytime. So hopefully for him, when he does sign, it's a fantastic deal for him and a long-term deal for us, and that everyone walks away happy. So that's really the best of both worlds. And lastly, a few hot takes on this slow summer day. So good old Lester, repeat offender, Lester 7-0, Mr. Prostate Cancer Survivor, young man. He said, thank you for the positive comments. Of course, we love you, sir. He completed a successful cancer radiation treatment last year, as well as a nutritional program. Awesome. So he feels that the Blackhawks need to make a major 2 or 3 players acquisition in 2026. The rebuild needs a fast track. So this rebuild feels like it's taken forever. We've been 3 seasons, I think, in the basement, or damn near right in the bottom of the basement. And so, it's been a while, right? We had a 10-year dynasty, 3 Stanley Cups of just like really being a dominant team, and 3 years as one of the worst teams in hockey has been brutal. So you're absolutely right. I think that if we can make some big strides, that'd be great. At least to contend, right? At least to wear the sweater with pride would be awesome. The Mark Dick said, good to hear you're doing all right, kid. That's to you, Lester. And also the Hawks, a fast track. General manager is terrible. Need to hire a real one. And you know what? The jury's kind of out on that. A lot of fans and a lot of NHL execs like Davidson. He's the youngest GM, I think, still, if I'm not mistaken, in the NHL. He's very focused on the rebuild. He's very focused on a very steady, progressed, controlled rebuild. Is it the right play? I don't know. I know, I feel your frustration and I feel the impatience. I have the same thing. I just want us to start lighting the lamp, right? And just getting some wins. That would be amazing. So I get it. So at some point, we got to start winning. So hopefully that is this year. There's only so much rebuilding we can do with the young guys. We have to start mixing some things up. So I agree with you. Ernest Eason, another repeat offender, who we love, Ernie. Ernie Easton 7979 says the Soderblom signing is okay. The Hawks see something in him. I don't think now's the time to try and speed things up by taking a big move. The worse you want it, the worse you get it. Sage advice. Very sage advice. That's a wise man, Ernie. Well, that's a wrap for today, Blackhawks Nation. Please let me know your thoughts. Keep sharing your thoughts about everything. And if you hear any cool news or cool tidbits you want to talk about, put them in the comments. You know that we go through them and we talk about them, of course. And thank you for tuning in. Please tune in every weekday. Get your Blackhawks Daily download. Keep on impressing your neighbors and your friends, and keep on impressing me because you guys know you do. And while you're at it, please do like and subscribe, and please share about the channel, because if we grow this will be awesome. Just want to keep supporting and loving this fantastic Original Six team, and of course the Chicago nation of not only hockey fans, but of course the best city in the U.S. So thank you guys. I really seriously appreciate it. That does it for today. I am PJ, and I will see you next time on Blackhawks Daily.